Hi Aries, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your 4-month predictive tarot and oracle card reading. This is a reading for all Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We are going to go month by month, starting with September, then to October, and then into November, and then we will also use a special oracle card deck today. All right. September, we have here the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Hierophant. We've got into October the Two of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Chariot moving forward there, and the Ace of Cups. October is going to be fantastic. You may have a little bit to navigate in September, but I do feel like you'll get it turned around. You've got in November the Nine of Pentacles, the Empress, the Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. And then into December, we have the Magician, the Queen of Swords, the Death card, and also too the Six of Cups. Now the bottom of the deck here, we're going to take a couple of clarifiers here. We have the Devil with the Eight of Cups and this Page of Swords, which I feel like is representative of moving on from toxic situations, things that no longer serve you, ceaseless saga and drama. And I feel like it starts in September and you're not looking back. All right. I definitely feel like as this energy comes in, you have that pull. Okay. The pain pushes until the vision pulls. You have a vision going on here. Now you have, let's see here, quite a few major arcana. It appears that we have 5 total. We have Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio. We actually have 6, pardon me. Scorpio is here. Capricorn is here. And then I like it when the Empress appears because you're represented by the Emperor in the tarot. We are going to pull a couple of oracle cards as well here each month, which I think you're going to find kind of fun. Okay. Okay, we've got change in September. All right. All right, I'm liking this. Okay, so we have here, we'll start off in September. Again, don't forget, I've got these clarifiers. We may use these as well. We have here the card of the Mummy, change comes in. Now I'm using these because they represent fall and Halloween and moving into that next cycle when the veil becomes thin. And so I feel like you're going to let go of anything here. The Mummy is bandaged, right? You're going to let those bandages fall. But I do feel like it is, I heard with a bit of a crease. I heard I keep hearing there's a crease. And I feel like they're talking about these 2 5s. You have big changes coming in September. I'm not going to lie to you because you actually have 3 5s. There might be some growing pains here, okay? I'm just going to give it to you raw. You may have some growing pains here, but I do feel like you have, with that energy of the Hierophant, ultimately, in some ways, the Hierophant is like the Emperor, Aries energy. The Hierophant comes next in order, but the Hierophant puts a little heart into following rules. It's not quite as much my way or the highway energy. So I do feel like as you let go of things, if it's a job change, even if it's something that you feel passionately about and strongly about and you can't get other people to buy into it, I feel like you're going to course correct with that. Now, for some of you, it may be a new opportunity in October. Okay, if it's a job change, you may find that you actually move and change jobs. I feel like October, November, December are going to be great. You're not going to look back. You're not living here. Now, you also have a marriage here with the Hierophant. And so I do feel like if it's a relationship or partnership that you finally had to leave, you've left it behind. There's a change here. It's bittersweet. And I feel like with especially that 5 of Pentacles, if it was a relationship, part of that is giving up, leaving behind things that the two of you shared together. And so even if it's a 4-legged friend, which that's tough, and deciding we're not doing this shared custody thing because it just keeps the relationship going when it needs to end. Not doing that, not getting into each other's spaces, really being in a place where somebody here, I feel like you've emotionally moved on, but the Hierophant holds up his hand and lets you know that all will be well, okay? So know that all will be well when you see that Hierophant energy. And that's also too a card that acknowledges the numbers 3, 7, 12. And so I do feel like this period into the next quarter are going to be important. It is a change, yes, but I do feel like it's ultimately for the better. Even if it's something too like a car you planned on driving another 50,000 miles and you say this is too much. I do get it on an emotional level though with those 2 5s. I just keep getting that. Now into the energy of October, you've got a beautiful month. And I feel like with this, you've got the skull of darkness. You've got blind spots, which is really interesting with all this beautiful watery energy. And so I feel like they're saying with this illumination, the candle that you see atop of the skull is a card that tells you you're going to see what you need to see. If things have been hidden, if something caught you by surprise that led to the changes in September, you're going to see those. And especially too with this, okay? In this card, the candle illuminates. In this one, it does nothing. That energy of the devil is like unfulfilled potential. It really is being stagnant and stuck. And I feel like you're going to move free of that. If you're ending something that needed to end a long time ago, you're going to see exactly what you need to with this. That card of illumination, though, is key to it. So I feel like you can walk free. Now, you have such a beautiful energy here. When we look at this, let's live here, shall we? We don't even need November and December. Let's just stay in October. It's like, I feel like I see like a race beginning. Okay, people lining up, the runners lining up because you cannot wait for this. You have a new beginning here. You've got it again with the Ace of Swords, but I feel like in November, it's going to be the clarity where you say that was exactly what needed to happen. And so with the Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, interesting, 78 cards here and they're in the same month. It's a new beginning that evolves that you feel right about. You feel right as rain about this. There's no hidden agenda. There's nothing here that's hurting you. I feel like too, if you do have a change or a transition that's uncomfortable, you're going to come out on the other side beautifully. And with the energy too of the Chariot, if you have some kind of project that you're working on in September that is just like owning you, I feel like here's where you accomplish it. You have big gains in October. And so the energy of the Chariot is like throwing your cap up on graduation day and saying, this is the culmination of every single thing I've ever wanted. Now, in a relationship, this person is a perfect match. I mean, it is somebody, nobody's perfect. We know that. But it is somebody who will make your heart sing, that heart song energy. And it's somebody too who really will have your back. This is somebody who's going to be protective. They're going to be integrous. They're going to be honest. They're going to be loyal to you. Okay, so I feel like whoever this is in terms of your aspects for love, you really have it all the way through from the end of September on. But I feel like October's really strong for meeting people, for falling in love, apple orchards and hay rides and all that good stuff, and pumpkin spice if you like that too. It really is a time though where I feel like you have somebody who comes in who they just keep it simple. Okay, it's a relationship that's not complicated. It's not, you're not right from the beginning trying to make excuses. This is real love. And so I feel like anything new that you begin, even if it's a job too, with this, and especially with the Page of Cups, you'll find that new beginnings here, our people around you are so helpful. They're eager to help you. Now, the Chariot also too can be moving and travel. So if you have plans for moving or travel in October, it's also an indication that it's going to be great. And so I feel like, again, those blind spots are illuminated. It's like they're almost like showing you what you needed to see maybe even in September. So with the energy moving forward in November here, we have the card of dawn. The light after the darkness, okay, with that beautiful hawk. My neighbor posted a picture of a hawk sitting on their deck the other day. That's interesting. They don't usually come in that low and just sit down on the deck. But anyway, I do feel like with this, the light after the darkness, you see what you need to see and you're going to be better for it. So I feel like November is a great month. There's clarity, there's choices, There's options. You've got love here in November as well. But I also feel like, too, you're going to have a nice little upgrade with money. You're going to have an influx of money here. And so with the cards that are here, that energy of the Ace of Swords, this is a great time to set any type of goals for yourself, because that Ace of Swords, it is about the truth and information coming in, but goals that you set, you will surpass. This is the kind of energy too with the Empress being there, because she tells you it's time to get busy again. When the Empress comes in, it's creativity. She's the multiplier of forms and ideas. And so if you do have a little bit of a confusing period or even a dark period where there's changes that you're not happy about, I feel like by the time you get into November, you got new doors opening. And with that Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups can mean a lot of different things. In this particular combination of cards, I feel like it's options and opportunities, but I also feel like, too, you're going to be very savvy. So anything that presents itself, if it's not above board, if it's not something that's for you, you're going to spot it immediately and you're going to move on. I just don't see you messing around with nonsense here. And you have to, when the hawk shows up, there's a lot of symbolism in hawks in terms of having a higher sense of mastery, of seeing things clearly. So know too that your psychic senses are going to be kicked up quite a bit here. If you're starting some kind of a metaphysical business, I feel like this would be a great time. October too would be great. Anything new, October and November, it's like that will hit the mark, and it hits exactly. Now that Nine of Pentacles too, she stands in a small paradise. So if you are moving or taking a vacation like we talked about in October, I feel like it does exactly what it needs to for you. That Nine of Pentacles is attainment. And so I feel like you're going to keep making gains there. If you work on commissions, that may be one of your best months of the year when you get into November. So I feel like if you have a little bit of a dry spell in September, October, November, December are really going to deliver. All right, now we have here the energy into December. You've got the underworld, where all the things pause and begin again, okay? And now this is an important, this pomegranate and all the seeds, that's actually featured in the card of the High Priestess in the tarot. Her crown touches the pomegranates behind her. And that's a symbol of really having that divine life connection, connecting with your higher self, connecting with whatever is beyond us. So know that. So where all things pause and begin again. So I feel like too with this, with the energy of the Six of Cups here, you may have reconnections with people here, but these are positive. Okay, this is like picking up with an old friend where you left off. This is not a negative at all. And so I feel like as you move forward here into the end of the year, new doors open with that energy of the Magician. But I also feel like too, you're going to be on a lucky streak here. So if you do have plans for anything into December where you could perhaps win something, that Magician energy makes it happen. This would also be a great time if you're thinking about entrepreneurship or you're thinking about teaching a class. So even if you're perhaps in higher education, post-secondary, like you're a professor, instructor, you've always thought about it, here's the interview. Here's the interview where you start at the new semester as a professor, okay, for somebody here. But anything you teach, even if it's an online class that you've thought about doing or working with some kind of like a company that does online learning, I feel like that is going to be really strong. But with the Magician energy, you are almost unstoppable here. You can have, do, or be anything. In terms of relationships, it's also an energy of mastery and feeling like in terms of as far as relationships, you both bring a lot to the table. When the Magician appears, it really is saying this is a match. It's not a, you know, if they would just change this, they'd be okay. The Magician brings in a beautiful match. Now, the Queen of Swords will be great communication. She's clarity. She's very intellectual. So again, your decisions will be strong and solid here. But I also feel like, too, when you see the Death card, know that you're making big changes. You have the two most transformational cards here out of the deck. I mean, the Fool is up there, too, but the Magician is really about making things happen. So I feel like, too, if there's something in your mind where you're saying, I would like to, by the first of the year, move, or have a different job. Boom, here you go. Now with that Six of Cups, that's one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's one of the fairy tale cards of the deck. It's love, it's support, it's caring. So as much as you have the powerful energy over here, know that there's a softness, there's an undercurrent to it, a softening agent, where it really is going to be about being on the right path, and you're going to know it. This is straight from the heart, okay? And in a relationship too, I feel like those of you that are in something, you may get more serious the end of September, and it's going to carry you all the way through into next year. This is like really a wonderful energy for these next few months as you move forward. So good things are on the way for you, Aries. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.